A crazy woman fell in love with a man who had insane religious beliefs. They married after the death of each other's spouses and the disappearance of woman's children. This case involves a series of mysterious deaths, disappearances, strange religious beliefs, and the allegation of a doomsday cult. What kind of a person could kill her own children? What are the outrageous reasons of her murdering innocent kids? Let's dive deeper into the Lori Vallow case. The main protagonist is called Lori Vallow Daybell. Lori was born on June 26, 1973 in San Bernardino, California, in a joint family. She went to a private school in her hometown and completed her study in a university. After that, she went on to do several jobs, including entrepreneurship. Her father is Barry Cox, and her mother is Janice Cox. She also had two brothers and one sister. The two brothers are called Adam Cox and Alex Cox. There has been rumors that Alex allegedly attempted to have a relationship with Lori. Lori, on the other hand, would go on and have multiple relationships in her lifetime. As if being an entrepreneur was not busy enough, she also had multiple marriages. She married 5 times in her life, and she of course changed her last name 5 times from the original Cox family. First, Lori got married to Nelson Innes in 1992. Nelson Innes was her high school friend, and Lori was only 19 at the time. Their marriage did not last very long. The couple got divorced after a few days of their wedding. On October 22, 1995, Lori married William LaJoya in Travis County, Texas, and they divorced in February 1998. In 2001, she met Joseph Anthony Ryan Jr. The two married after dating for some time, but this one only lasted until August 2004. The two separated and they finalized their divorce on May 18, 2005. In February 2006, Lori got married to her 4th husband named Leland Charles Anthony Vallow, publicly known as Charles Vallow. This marriage is the longest, but it was tragically ended by her brother Alex Cox, who shot and killed Charles on July 11, 2019, and claimed self-defense. After that, Lori Cox got her 5th marriage with Chad Daybell in 2019. This would result in the name we know her as of today, Lori Vallow Daybell. Lori has 2 biological kids and 1 adoptive child. She is the mother of 3 children. Lori gave birth to her first son named Kobe Ryan in 1996 from her relationship with William LaJoya. However, Kobe did not take William's last name because Lori's 3rd husband, Joseph Ryan Jr., adopted him. Together, Joseph Ryan Jr. and Lori had a daughter named Tylee Ashlyn Ryan, who was born on September 24, 2002. Lori and her 4th husband, Charles Vallow, who was killed by Lori's brother Alex, adopted a son named Joshua Jackson J.J. Vallow on May 25, 2012. On February 24, 2006, Lori married Charles Vallow in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was worth noting that, although Charles was a lifelong Catholic, he became a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints after converting to Lori's faith. Charles had 2 sons from previous marriage, Nicholas and Zachary, and they later adopted Vallow's grandnephew, Joshua Jackson J.J. Vallow. The two moved to Kauai, Hawaii. Then, around 2015, Lori read Chad Daybell's Standing in Holy Places series of books and became super obsessed with them. Later in 2016, the Vallow family moved back to Arizona. In the fall of 2018, Lori met Chad Daybell for the first time at a Preparing a People event. According to Lori's friend Melanie Gibb, at the end of the weekend, Chad told Lori that they had been married in 7 previous lifetimes. The two soon began a private conversation. Several weeks after, Lori held an imminent overnight gathering at her home when Charles left town. Both Chad and Melanie attended. Chad was giving a lot of attention to Lori and introducing his unusual religious beliefs with a small group of overnight guests. Chad stated that he had lived 31 different lives on various planets like Earth. He referred to others as light or dark and the various gradations in between. Chad believed that the dark individuals were from this Earth but were followers of Satan. Those who were light were followers of Jesus Christ. Chad Daybell referred to Lori as an eternal being of 21 separate lives, only 5 of which had occurred on this planet, the same 5 that he had lived on this planet as well. Lori was both thrilled and attracted to Chad's belief and this newfound purpose. On December 5th, 2018, Chad and Lori appeared together on the Preparing a People podcast episode, Time to Warrior Up. These two shared a well-documented obsession with certain Mormon-influenced apocalyptic beliefs, which Chad discussed numerous times in his books and podcasts. By February 2019, Lori informed Charles that she no longer cared about him or JJ, and claimed that she was the reincarnated wife of LDS founder Joseph Smith, then vanished for 58 days. The same month, Charles filed for divorce, stating that Lori had threatened to murder him. She took $35,000 from their joint bank account and also stole his truck. He filed for an order of protection against Lori at the advice of his attorney, citing a genuine fear for his life. Well, a genuine fear for his life was actually very needed, as on July 11, 2019, Charles Vallow was shot and killed in Chandler, Arizona, by Lori's brother Alex Cox, who claimed self-defense. Alex alleged that he went to confront Charles about abusing his sister Lori, and Charles Vallow struck him in the head with a bat. So he went to get his gun and shot Charles. Police did not pursue the matter further, as both JJ and Tylee had witnessed the incident. Lori was indicted in June 2021 for conspiracy to murder Charles. After Charles' death, his attorney stated that he had been primarily concerned for JJ's safety and well-being, as he needed extra care due to his special needs. Before death, Charles was also concerned for Tylee, because he was unable to include Tylee in the filing as she was not his biological daughter, and thus he had no legal standing. He withdrew the petition 1 month later, stating that he wanted to make the family work. However, not only the family did not work, as it ended in Charles' death, the concern over Tylee and JJ's safety would soon become a gruesome reality. In September 2019, Tylee and JJ disappeared. On September 23, 2019, a doorbell video of JJ playing with a friend was the last known video of him taken. His last confirmed sighting was at Kennedy Elementary School in Rexburg, Idaho. On September 24, 2019, Lori contacted the school and told them that she was withdrawing JJ from classes, claiming that she would be homeschooling him. Tylee was last seen on September 8, 2019, at Yellowstone National Park with her brother JJ, her mother Lori, and her uncle Alex Cox. In October 2019, 2 Venmo payments were made from Tylee's account to her older half-brother, Kobe Ryan. One payment was sent on October 10th with a message that read, "We love you," and the second payment was sent on October 16th with a heart emoji. Kobe has said he had not heard from Tylee since these texts. After texting Tylee telling her that he was worried, Kobe received responses from Tylee's cell phone that told him she was safe but too busy to talk. After repeated calls to Tylee when unanswered, Kobe became more worried. Aside from the death of Charles and disappearance of Tylee and JJ, Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell, also died soon after. On October 9, 2019, Tammy reported to the police that she had been shot at in her own driveway by a masked man with what she believed was a defective paintball marker. She also posted on her Facebook profile. The county sheriff's office did not find the suspect, but 10 days later, Tammy was found dead in her home, supposedly from natural causes. Chad claimed that she had retired the night before with a terrible cough and died in her sleep. No post-mortem or autopsy was performed on Tammy's body at the time, as Chad had declined to do so, and the county coroner did not overrule his decision. 2 months later, Tammy's body was exhumed and autopsied. The results were completed by February 2021, but was not disclosed to the public until 2023. According to an interview with Chad's daughter Emma, none of their family members was notified regarding the results of her mother's autopsy. Only 2 weeks after Tammy's death, Chad and Lori were married in Hawaii on November 5, 2019. There, they lied to others that Tylee had died in 2017, or simply that Lori had no children at all. On November 26, the police visited Lori's townhouse in Rexburg, Idaho, at the request of JJ's grandmother, A. Woodcock, to conduct a welfare check on JJ. Lori told the police that JJ was in Arizona with a family friend, Melanie Gibb. That night, a neighbor saw Lori and Alex Cox parking a truck outside her home. When police reached Gibb by the phone, he told the police that JJ was not with her and had not been there for several months. When Rexburg police and the FBI arrived next day to search Lori's house, it was abandoned. Chad's home was also searched by the investigators. More than a week later, Melanie called the police saying that both Lori and Chad had asked her to lie to the police about JJ's whereabouts, but she refused. While searching for JJ, the police soon discovered that Tylee was also missing. From December 2019 to January 2020, Rexburg police and the FBI investigated into the disappearance of the two children and the flight of Chad and Lori from Idaho. It was at this time they began to reinvestigate into the death of Tammy Daybell, and her body was exhumed for autopsy. JJ's grandparents offered a reward of $20,000 for the return of the two children. Investigators contended that JJ and Tylee are in danger. They are not with Chad and Lori knows the whereabouts of the children, but refused to assist the investigation. Through their lawyer, the Daybell stated that Chad Daybell was a loving husband, and he has the support of his children in this matter. Lori Daybell was a devoted mother, and he resents the assertions to contrary. We look forward to address the allegations once they have moved beyond speculations and rumor. During investigation on November 27, 2019, Lori and Chad abandoned everything in Rexburg and fled to Hawaii again. It was worth noting that Lori's brother Alex Cox died on December 12, 2019 due to a heart attack, allowing him to avoid facing potential justice. On January 25, 2020, Hawaii authorities located Chad and Lori and served Lori with court order requiring her to produce the children within 5 days, and she did not meet the deadline. Lori was arrested in Hawaii and charged with 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of dependent children on February 20, 2020. She was then extradited back to Idaho, and her bond was reduced to $1 million from $5 million. On June 9th, human remains were found on Chad Daybell's property in Salem, Idaho. Chad was arrested later that day. Initially, he was charged with 2 felony counts of destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. But after grandmother of JJ announced that one of the human remains belongs to JJ Vallow, and the Ryan family also confirmed that the second set of human remains belonged to Tylee Ryan, Chad was later charged with murder. The Arizona police was also involved. They planned to file a conspiracy to commit murder charge against Lori for the death of Charles Vallow. Lori Vallow was later indicted by Arizona grand jury on conspiracy to murder her husband Charles Vallow. On May 25, 2021, Lori and Chad were charged with murder of Tamara Daybell, Tylee Ryan, and JJ Vallow. Chad and Lori's case was merged, and their team attempted to obtain a change of venue. However, due to Lori being incompetent and unfit to stand trial, their case stays in Idaho. The charge of destroy, alter, or conceal evidence was later dropped by the prosecution. Due to Lori being mentally unable to stand trial, the case will stall until April 11, 2022. Judge Stephen Boyens declares that Lori was competent to stand trial and she was released from the mental hospital. The trial was set for October 11, 2022 to make sure that Lori and Chad will be tried together. Chad's attorney asked to have Chad's case separated from Lori's case and have the trial pushed back to fall of 2023. On September 29, 2022, Lori was again mentally unable to stand trial. Judge Boyes was able to rule that Lori was competent and fit to stand trial in November 2022, and a new trial was set for April 3, 2023. On March 3, 2023, the judge severed the case of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, and it started with Lori's case first. At last, on April 3, 2023, a late but not absent justice would finally arrive. Trial for Lori officially began at the Ada County Court. As JJ was wrapped in plastic bag by duct tape, The prosecution presented DNA evidence found from a hair that was on the duct tape. Keely Coleman, a senior DNA analyst, stated that the partial DNA profile on the hair matched the DNA profile provided by Lori. JJ's cause of death was asphyxia by plastic bag over the head and duct tape over the mouth. There were scratch marks on his neck indicated that JJ had scratched his own neck as he struggled to break free. Kelly's body was badly damaged, so the cause of death was unable to be determined. However, the manner was determined as homicide. Tammy Daybell's cause of death was determined to be homicide by asphyxiation after her body was exhumed. Aside from the physical evidence, there are also text conversations of Lori and Chad indicating how they rated people around them using a number system to measure their darkness. They gradually begin to rate Tylee and JJ as dark people, and they think the two kids are possessed. Their religious belief, however, was not the only motive. Since Tylee Ryan's father died, Tylee was receiving social security payments and her credit card was found in Lori's car. Lori also continued to take JJ's social security payments after Charles Vallow was killed. Tammy Daybell had a life insurance that the beneficiary was Chad Daybell. Therefore, money was also a motive for the murder. With around 60 witnesses and more than 5 weeks of trial, the jury found Lori Vallow guilty of all 7 charges placed on her, including 3 counts of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy, 2 counts of first-degree murder of Tylee and JJ, and 1 count of grand theft. The sentencing date is set for July 31st, 2023. Lori faces up to life in prison without parole. It is worth noting that Judge Stephen Boyce removed the death penalty option for Lori due to her mental health and late discovery of evidence. There was not enough time to go over all the evidence with a speedy trial. However, death penalty is still open for Chad Daybell, as he waived his rights to a speedy trial. Chad Daybell's trial is set on April 1st, 2024 in Ada County Court. He faces the same charges as Lori, but also includes 2 counts of insurance fraud. We will continue to follow this case and make another video next year once Chad Daybell's trial concludes. In the meanwhile, thank you guys for watching. Stay away from crazy people and stay safe.